coming up in our news at 7.
The Christian Council here in North Andros holding a memorial service for those victims in that tragic Independence Day plane crash. Stay tuned to Our News tonight for more details.
Plus, a former prime minister is questioning the cost of the Davis administration's new LNG terminal, saying his administration had it slated to cost far less. And the Unregulated Action Task Force turning its attention now to the Big Yard, as 200 residents in a North Andros shantytown served final notices. And then in our news at 7:30, condolences continue to pour in for the victims of the Independence Day plane crash, 1 week later since the tragedy struck the nation. We have the details for these stories and more as Our News Live at 7 starts now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. In a time of tragedy and unimaginable loss, the Andros community is leaning on their faith to cope with one of the deadliest air accidents in the island's history. The North and Central Andros Christian Council branch is holding a special prayer service for those who lost their lives on Independence Day. And while the nation is still reeling from the shock of the crash, it's a small community that's now pulling together for the long road ahead. Our Joshua Williams attended that service in Andros last night.
Lively singing and prayer echoing outside the Living Waters Church of God No. 1 in Mastic Point, North Andros. The community gathering for a prayer and healing service, remembering the lives of 10 who died in that tragic plane crash. The Cessna 402 plane, which is a Flamingo aircraft, went down in the pine forest while approaching the San Andres runway a week ago. The outpouring of grief could be felt throughout the service, evident in the singing mixed with cries of sorrow filled the air. And as the church rallied around some of the family members present, host Pastor Warren Miller says he understands the pain of those left behind.
When I sit with the Martin family on last week Friday, I could remind them of how I felt 20-something years ago when I lost my last brother in a plane crash.
And while some of the passengers had a connection to the island, 3 of them grew up and lived in the close-knit North Andros community, including Quentin Myers, Makara Roll, and Nicholas Oliver Jr. North and Central Andros branches of the Christian Council Treasurer Juliet Roberts says they were a big part of the community.
Each of these individuals occupied a place of singular importance in the lives of those who loved them. They were family members, friends, colleagues, artists, contributors to the social and cultural fabric of our nation. Their absence will be deeply felt in their homes, communities, and across the Bahamas.
Giving the charge was Council President Dr. Raymond Neely, reminding the audience of the importance of those last moments after the crash.
They prayed to Jesus. One young man showed love by taking off the clothes of his own body and placing it on the person who was suffering on the ground. Hell cannot defeat that kind of testimony.
Also speaking was Island Administrator Beverly Larimore, who promised that local leadership will do all they can to assist the families.
I am there for any family member that needs my attention, my comfort, my shoulder. North Andros, we shall survive this.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Such a touching service. Thanks so much, Josh. Well, meantime, a former prime minister is challenging the hefty price tag attached to the Davis administration's new LNG terminal in West New Providence. He argues his administration had a plan to build a similar facility for less than half the cost. Our Delvado Emmanuel has the details.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis is questioning the cost of the Davis administration's new liquefied natural gas or LNG terminal. His comments come after ground was broken for the New Providence LNG terminal at Clifton Pier, a project the government says will improve power reliability and lower long-term energy costs. Minnis says his administration had already advanced plans for an LNG plant at a significant lower cost.
When we were doing it, the cost was $215 million. We had a plan where a particular gas company wanted to build the plant for us. Their charge was $285 million, which was $75 million more than we would have done it, BPL would have done it for us. And therefore, we moved away from the view of having the oil company build it.
The former PM adds his government rejected a more expensive private proposal, choosing instead for Bahamas Power and Light to build the facility. And according to Dr. Minnis, the plan also included a public ownership model, with the government eventually selling its shares to Bahamians.
We got them to agree at that time that we and BPL would build the plant at $215 million, and 65% would be owned by government, 25% would be owned by the people, and 15% would be owned by the gas company.
The groundbreaking for the new LNG terminal comes as New Providence is being rocked by frequent power outages. West New Providence has been hit exceptionally hard, especially the Killarney constituency, which he represented for just under 20 years. Minnis later turned his attention to recent comments by Golden Gates MP and Labour Minister Pierre Gloverole, who publicly raised concerns after residents in her constituency were left without electricity for days. The former Prime Minister praising her for speaking up on their behalf.
What she demonstrated to me was that she was listening to the people. And yes, she's a minister, yes, she's government, but her people and the populace at large still have concern. And as a representative, her first priority is the people.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Well, nearly 2 weeks after the Montgomery Street shantytown was demolished, officials are turning their attention to the Big Yard. The Unregulated Action Task Force on that island this week serving final notices to 200-plus residents living in a shantytown in North Andros. Drone footage provided by the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs shows homes spread out across a dense area of the pine forest, not the typical tightly compact community you would see in New Providence. Officer in charge of the task force, Stephen Carey, says they first gave notice to the community in 2025.
It's 91 structures in this community. The notice was issued, 28-day notice was issued. We've been back to check to see whether or not the residents were vacating the premises. Thus far, negative to them vacating the premises. So far, we've found an additional 7 structures. We're in the process now doing all of our preliminary inquiries and preparing for demolition sometime during the month of September.
Superintendent Carey says a disturbing trend has become more apparent. Residents of these illegal communities are ignoring the warnings to pack up and get out before demo day. And for those who think they may have more time, he adds that no matter how many delays officials face, the inevitable will come.
Please leave, find yourself an apartment, find yourself a house, because any day is going to be your day for demolition. We will be putting up the notice, but any day could be your community, and we will give you the notice, the 28-day notice. Some communities will not take as long as others take. Sometimes after the 28-day notice is issued, you'll find that on that 30th day, we'll be moving in for demolition. So please adhere to the warning and leave your unregulated communities.
A Bahamian man is facing deportation after he was sentenced to time served after pleading no contest to possessing an altered firearm. 39-year-old Marvin Clark spent 86 days in the Broward County Jail following his arrest by the Florida Highway Patrol on April 18th. Officers stopped the truck that Clark was a passenger in and found a 9mm pistol with its serial number erased in a locked box in the passenger compartment. Officers also allegedly recovered 8 other guns and approximately 15,000 rounds of ammunition inside storage containers on the truck's bed. The Camp Road resident did not face charges in relation to the contraband on the back of the truck. Agility, tact, and mental endurance are essential attributes that first responders must possess during crises and national disasters. And in these situations, swift responses are not merely optional, they're vital. With that in mind, the Disaster Risk Management Authority is adopting a proactive strategy to ensure appropriate agencies are ready when storms and disasters strike. Our Danielle Miller tells us more in this report.
Since its inception, the Disaster Risk Management Authority has taken the opportunity to conduct simulations, operations, and coordination efforts that will be implemented in the event of natural disasters. Referred to as the National Readiness Exercise, this year's training commenced on Monday.
Because we're now moving from just a reactive response thought process. This is what we call proactivity in action. We want to cut down and minimize our response times, how fast we can coordinate through our agency partners the ability to get relief to the residents.
That's Managing Director of the DRM, Aaron Sargent, explaining the mantra for the annual event. He noted that the exercise has evolved over the years, transitioning from desktop drills to a command post that includes the construction of physical structures. He says supporting agencies of the DRM are allocated specific stress tests.
The injection for this event was that the Royal Bahamas Defence Force received a request to feed 60 shelterees. So we wanted to test the speed, the skill, and to close any loopholes that may exist.
This simulation involves the construction of the Flex Kitchen or Field Kitchen by officers of the Royal Bahamas Defence Force. Lead mechanic for the RBDF, Lathan Bastian, says establishing the structure, which required mobilization from their Coral Harbour base to DRM's Gladstone Road, took them 1.5 hours. But in a crisis situation, the Field Kitchen represents only one component of deployment.
The Flex Kitchen is a small portion of a tent city that we have. To set up the entire city, which is tents, heads, shower, man-made shelters. We have that set up along with the Flex Kitchen. The entire process will take 3 hours.
Bastian asserts that in times of crisis, execution can become tedious. However, he says they're ready.
We all are trained to work efficiently, quickly. So the pressure of doing something for the betterment of the country is something that's in our mandate.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks so much, Danielle. Well, we've still got more to come, but for now, meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, happy Friday.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy TGIF, everybody. What a way to end the week. We have been hot for the last several days, and temperatures still toasty on the outside. 87 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. Your winds out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature. It feels very warm. Feels like 97 degrees on the outside. Temperatures right now around the family of islands, we are back into the mid to upper 80s, 86s in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Marsh Harbour, Abaco. We picked that up also in Allenstown, Bimini, and Governor's Harbour, Luthra. 87s, Nicholstown, North Andros, Great Harbour, Key, the Berry Islands, and here in the capital. Central Bahamas, 87, Kemps Bay, and in Georgetown. Black Point, Exuma, 86 there, 87 in Arthurstown, Kid Island. 85 over in Coburn Townsend, Salvador, Port Nelson, Rum Key, 86, and Deadman's Key also into the southeast Bahamas. 84, Duncantown, Ragged Island. More 86s popping up in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, Abrams Bay, Maguana, Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, 87, and Matthewtown, Inagua. You are the warm spot at 88 degrees. Satellite radar composite, we still have a dry air mass in place mostly across the central and southeast Bahamas, but we do have a mid to upper level disturbance just to the west of Florida. That's going to continue to spark a few showers mainly across the Florida area, but that south to southwesterly flow aloft will continue to bring some moisture across our area, so the northwest Bahamas could see a couple of isolated showers. That Saharan dust has been thinning out, so we're looking for some clearer skies, but the temperatures will remain toasty. Heat indices and heat warnings still in effect for most of the islands. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. We'll take a second look at our weather when we come back.
Coming up in sports, hoops in Nicaragua, hoops in Arlington, Texas, and rowing on the Thames.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
This Independence Day celebration was marred by unimaginable tragedy. A plane gone down, lives cut short. RTV presents Megan Shepherd in a special program, a tribute to the people of Flamingo Air Flight C6 FLX, their stories and the questions that remain. Join us this Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Channel 212. Watch the exclusive online premiere at 8 p.m. on the Our News Facebook and YouTube pages, and see it again Sunday at 8 p.m. Remember with us as we share their stories only on Our TV.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392 Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Sports are at their best when the stakes are at their highest, and they don't get much higher than a must-win game with Bahamas across your chest. Facts are, if any team at any level loses 25 points per game from their lineup, it's a lot to overcome, and that's exactly what happened with the women's national team last night. Just over 6 minutes into the first quarter, LaShawn Higgs exited the game with a knee injury, and you can feel the entire momentum shift. The U.S. Virgin Islands took control in the second half, using a 10-0 third quarter run to flip the game before pulling away for a 74-59 win, eliminating the Bahamas from championship contention. The other ladies are holding down the fort until we can get JJ back, but she's got a lot of business to take care of in the W. Well, she was supposed to be taking care of business. The Liberty was stuck waiting, and last night's game against the Dallas Wings was postponed after severe weather and mechanical issues grounded the team's charter. That game is rescheduled for July 20th, which means JJ still has 3 more before the All-Star break. Getting a win, always a great feeling. Getting a win with purpose among a community of survivors, even better. Some of the greatest wins in sports have nothing to do with the scoreboard. Dr. Catherine D'Souza was part of something truly special at the Henley Masters Regatta, helping an international crew win the inaugural Survivor Row on the iconic River Thames. As per our usual, we look back on the best of the week that was, top plays. That'll do it for Our Sports. End the week right here with us. Tap in on Our News at 7:30.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world. As a 7.3 earthquake hits the Mexico-Guatemala border, authorities reporting no immediate damage or deaths. Plus, a landslide in China claiming the lives of at least 8 people, as 34 people remain missing. And then, at least 61 killed in Haiti gang attacks as government signs a new security agreement. We have the details when Our News returns.
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going on.
Well, I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcement, everything you actually care about.
Nice. I love the sound of that. So this is like VIP access to the news you don't want to miss. So what are you waiting for? Be sure to press the notification bell on the WhatsApp broadcast channel so that you don't miss out on all of the real-time updates.
This Independence Day celebration was marred by unimaginable tragedy. A plane gone down, lives cut short. RTV presents Megan Shepherd in a special program, a tribute to the people of Flamingo Air Flight C6 FLX, their stories and the questions that remain. Join us this Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Channel 212. Watch the exclusive online premiere at 8 p.m. on the Our News Facebook and YouTube pages, and see it again Sunday at 8 p.m. Remember with us as we share their stories only on Our TV.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. A magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck the southern Mexican Pacific coast on Friday, right on the border with Guatemala, and was felt from Mexico City to El Salvador. Authorities did not immediately report any severe damage or casualties in any country. In Tapachula, the main city on Mexico's southern border, the tremor began mildly but gradually intensified. In Guatemala City, the earthquake frightened residents because of how long it lasted. Many people poured into the streets in the middle of rush hour as the workday was beginning. Meantime, a landslide on the outskirts of a southwestern Chinese city killed at least 8 people and left 34 missing, burying residential buildings and forcing more than 1,100 people to evacuate. The landslide occurred around 9:08 a.m. when massive amounts of rocks and soil washed downslope, burying more than 10 residential buildings. 10 people were rescued from the debris, including 2 who were seriously injured. Water, electricity, and gas supplies were cut off within a 0.6-mile radius of the landslide to prevent further disruptions. The United Nations condemning a series of attacks in Haiti that left at least 61 people dead, including 14 children. The organization received what it described as horrific reports of human rights abuses committed between July 4th and 9th. The attacks also forced at least 5,840 people to flee their homes, while residential properties and telecommunications infrastructure were destroyed. Meanwhile, Haiti's Ministry of Justice and Public Security has signed a memorandum of understanding with the representative of the Gang Suppression Force as part of efforts to improve coordination in the fight against armed groups. On the other side of this break, prepare to take a walk down memory lane as Concept Events is looking to spark a bit of nostalgia this weekend at the One Blood Old School Reggae Party. And then in our news at 7:30, an emotional ceremony held overnight to grieve and remember the 5 young lives lost in the Shirley Street car crash. That's coming up when our news continues.
It takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on our TV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, industry leaders, cultural icons, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episode on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Bristol's on Gladstone Road is being transformed into an Irie Yard this weekend as Concepts Events prepares to host their highly anticipated summer event, One Blood 29, this Saturday. Widely acknowledged as the original old school reggae party, representative for the promotional company, Leah Davis, described it as a high school dance, adding that she believes the featured performer, Sprague Benz, will most definitely enhance the nostalgic atmosphere.
We were looking for an artist that matched the old school aesthetic. And so he's been around, he has, hits from the 80s. He has today's hits too, but we really want him to focus on the old school tunes that will, again, take people back in time and, make you just kind of remember. It's like, oh, wow, you remember this one, that kind of vibe.
Davis says One Blood is not only a perfect gathering for boomers or Gen X, but also for millennials and Gen Zers who have a fondness for the genre. She adds the multi-generational nature of the event will also be reflected in the diverse DJ lineup.
We're looking forward to Tico T and Slanks coming in from Freeport. We have Melody. We have the Playhouse family joining us this time, AI and Big L. And then we have Jason Panton with Double Eyes in Miami and Double Eyes Jamaica coming in as well. So it's a lineup. It's all about the music. It's all about good vibes.
All right, I'm sure that'll be a great time. And remember, be sure to join us for a special Our TV Presents, a tribute to the victims of Flamingo Air Flight C6 FLX. It's a half-hour program remembering the lives lost and taking a look at the unanswered questions. An exclusive online premiere is slated for 8 p.m. tonight on the Our News Facebook and YouTube pages, and a repeat on Channel 212 Sunday at 8 p.m. And as always, to watch any of today's top stories, be sure to visit ournews.bs or on any of the Our News Bahamas social media platforms. That's going to do it for our news at 7. I'm Megan Shepard, handing it over to our Jerome Sawyer for the latest headlines.
So, Megan, I was kind of on the fence about whether I was going to go to One Blood because, old school, high school party, that's me. Mm-hmm. But after that, watching the story, I think I gotta rethink my Saturday night. I'm just putting it out there.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long week.
All right, definitely. Well, Megan, after a really tough news week, we're going to give you something to smile about, a viral moment, as a Grand Bahama girl gets social media stardom for hitting the right note. Here's a look at your latest headlines.
Ahead tonight on our news at 7:30. 1 week since the Independence Day crash in Andros, and condolences are still coming in. MSC Cruises remembers 2 members on the ill-fated flight. And then
we stand with the people of Kedah, and we stand with all those who have been affected by this heartbreaking loss.
remembering the car crash victims from that weekend fatality that took 5 young lives. Demoted. A 21-year veteran on the Defense Force loses rank, charged with 5 counts of assault and 1 count of drunkenness on a group of female Marines. And later, a voice that stole the show and went viral. Our News live at 7:30 starts in a moment.
By visiting our website.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool.
Welcome to our news live at 7:30. I'm Jerome Sawyer. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm in for Italia Hall tonight. 1 week ago today, the nation turned from independence celebrations to grief. An inbound Nassau flight crashed in woods just shy of the San Andres Airport in North Andros. As investigators say, Flamingo Air C6FLX was on final approach. All 10 souls on board died. Since that terrible day, the nation has mourned along with family, friends, and colleagues of the passengers and pilot who died. Most notably, 5 members of the popular Dupont band died along with a popular DJ. Then the heartbreaking story of the 16-year-old on the way to see his mother and the pilot, who was also well known within the aviation industry, along with 2 Ocean Key employees. Flamingo Air's operating license is now suspended as the crash scene investigators combed through the wreckage for clues. We also learned this week that many of the victims will have to be identified through DNA testing due to the unrecognizable state of some of the bodies. There have also been several events of tribute here in New Providence and as recently as last night over in North Andros. 1 week later, and the nation continues to mourn this horrific Independence Day tragedy. Meanwhile, condolences still coming in for those crash victims. The latest from MSC Cruises and CTL Marine, 2 members of the Ocean Key team, Macaro Roll and Quinton Meyer. They were among those who lost their lives in last week's plane crash. A statement from the company says colleagues remember them for their dedication, professionalism, and kindness, and the loss has hit their work family hard. MSC and CTL offering their deepest condolences to Macaro's and Quinton's loved ones and to every family affected by this tragedy. They say that their thoughts and prayers and support are with those families during this very difficult time. And join us for a special RTV Presents with our Megan Shepherd, a tribute to the victims of Flamingo Air. An exclusive online premiere begins at 8 p.m. on the Our News Facebook page and YouTube page. You can also watch it on Sunday night as well, starting at 8 p.m. And while much attention has been on the airplane crash victims this week, families of those 5 teenagers killed in a weekend fatality on Shirley Street are still in the midst of their own mourning period. They were remembered at a memorial service last night at the William Thompson Auditorium. Our Evelyn Ferguson was also there.
It was a night of compassion and remembrance as more than 100 loved ones and supporters filled the William Thompson Auditorium. The room was filled with mourners wearing custom graphic shirts showing images honoring Diamond Stubbs, Stania Webb, Patricia Brown, Keno Gordon, and Evelina Johnson. Among them was Prime Minister Philip Davis, who gave an emotional tribute.
We stand with the people of Cat Island, and we stand with all those who have been affected by this heartbreaking loss. We remember 5 young people whose lives mattered. They were members of a community that loved them. They represented the future hopes and dreams of our country. To every mother and father and family member, please know that the prayers of this nation are with you.
As the night went on, tribute after tribute spoke of the teens' inner desires and aspirations for the future. The families of Stania and Patricia were overcome with grief, but we were not able to hear from them. Stania Webb's godmother and cousin, Olive Mackey, says Webb was excited about the next chapter of her educational journey.
It was great potential. We look forward to it. Already planning her graduation. But can I tell you, God had another plan. And so family, Gigi, Stanley, and the entire family, and the family of all the others, we will mourn, but not without hope. We're going to continue to trust God.
Also paying tribute was Keno Gordon's aunt, who spoke of his time in Nassau.
I used to take him everywhere. He was basically my baby.
The evening's tributes also turned to Diamond Stubbs, with her aunt remembering the young woman's impact on family and community.
But she meant to do so much for the community. She was always a part of so many different things, so many people's lives.
The memories and joy that they shared with their families, loved ones, and friends will continue to echo into the hearts and minds of our nation. Reporting for Our News, I'm Evelyn Ferguson.
Thank you much for that report, Evelyn. A week after a protest brought traffic to a standstill outside the Lynden Pinling International Airport, there could be more trouble soon. The Bahamas Taxi Cab Union says the meeting promised still hasn't happened, and they are preparing to take action. Our Chinasa Houghton takes a story from there.
This is not something that we are going to just sit idly by and allow this government and this minister to string us along with a bunch of empty promises.
That frustration from Bahamas Taxi Cab Union President Tyrone Butler comes just days after a meeting with Transport Minister Leon Lundy. A meeting the union says delivered promises, but no progress. You may recall last week, taxi operators blockaded the entrance to the Lynden Pinling International Airport, protesting what they called unfair treatment by officials and livery drivers. At the time, Minister Lundy assured union leaders that a meeting would lead to immediate action on at least some of their concerns. However, Butler says that meeting fell short, failing to address what the union considers its most pressing issues.
What we were demonstrating for and the issues that were on the table for us, the burning issues, the hot button issues, we still haven't got any redress to those.
Butler also taking aim at Livery Drivers Association President Tori Austin, accusing him of being too willing to side with the ministry.
This guy is humoring the minister and leading him around like a poodle, just telling him what he want to hear. And he come in and trying to talk to us and tell us, oh, he meet with this one, he this and that. I said, Minister, a lot of the things that you're saying to me, I've heard them before.
At the heart of the dispute, the union maintains that livery drivers should not be allowed to operate alongside licensed taxis in designated taxi queues.
Nothing in the law allows for livery drivers to be on the same line as taxis. Nowhere on this island you will ride around and see a yellow marking or painting on the road that says livery. You will only see taxi or bus or loading zone.
And with no immediate changes in sight, Butler says the union is preparing for a fight.
We're going to take our fight to the next level. Because the next time we go there, I guarantee it won't be just the taxi drivers.
Now, the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union is warning that future industrial action could involve other affiliates if its long-standing concerns remain unresolved. Now, we also reached out to Transport Minister Leon Lundy for a response on the union claims, but we got no response up until news time. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chinasa Houghton.
Well, a normal commute to work took a dangerous turn shortly after 8 this morning when a large cement truck lost control on the Sydney-Poitier Bridge. A brake failure is believed to have sent the truck careening into a small white Toyota, pinning the car against the toll booth wall. The driver of that Toyota, an Atlantis employee, had to be cut from the wreckage by firefighters and taken to hospital. Now, fortunately for her, injuries did not appear to be life-threatening. Bridge Toll Authority Operations Manager Shanique Adderley describes what she saw.
I would have heard my operators inside the first lane, we call it lane number 1, that's the one that's under the building, which in my office is closely connected. Okay, scream out my name, and then I hear bram. In order for the young lady to be taken out of that vehicle, we actually had to call the fire engine and they had to cut her out of there. That's how impacted she was, and that's how much she was up on our wall. We blessed today that nobody got hurt. Just a lot of cars were damaged.
A lot of vehicles, as you heard, they were also damaged. As a result, there was bumper-to-bumper traffic on the bridge all morning. Bridge Authority General Manager Basil Longley confirming it took a couple hours to clear the scene, but things pretty much got back to normal just after 10. Longley points out this isn't the first accident like this on the bridge. He's now appealing to the government for increased police presence and new policies to help reduce these type accidents.
You need police presence, and too often the presence comes after. In fact, it's reactive, and we would like to implement something that is more proactive.
Defense Force Commodore Floyd Moxey confirming that disciplinary action has been taken against Chief Petty Officer Eric Roll, a 21-year veteran who was charged with 5 counts of assault and 1 count of drunkenness after he allegedly assaulted a group of female Marine trainees while intoxicated and on duty at the Coral Harbor base. Speaking to Our News on the sidelines of a passing out ceremony, Moxey says Roll appeared before a summary court, pleaded guilty, and was demoted and has been transferred out of the organization for a period of time.
That Chief Petty Officer, he went before the summary court. He was, I think he pled guilty to the charges. He was demoted. In military time, he said that he was bussed down to a petty officer, and he was transferred out of the organization for a period of time.
Well, the business partner of former National Security Minister Marvin Dames faces between 9 and 11 years in a federal prison in the U.S. after pleading guilty to possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance. Boat Captain Malcolm Goodman entered a plea deal with federal prosecutors after several months of negotiations. Under that plea agreement, a second count of importation of a controlled substance was dismissed. The U.S. Coast Guard arrested Goodman on February 11th after intercepting a 45 MV Real Experience about 4 miles off of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. During a search, they found 200 kilos of cocaine in plain view on board that vessel. Prosecutors have recommended a sentence in the range of 9 to 11 years. A sentencing date has not been set. He's being held at a facility in Florida. Time now for your first look at temperatures across the country. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by live in the Weather Center tonight. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jerome, and welcome back, everybody, for a quick check on conditions on this TGIF Friday. It is warm on the outside once again. 87 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. The winds out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature. It is very toasty. It feels like 97 degrees on the outside here at the studios. Satellite radar composite, upper level low, and a surface disturbance just to the west of Florida, generating some showers and some thunderstorm activity. And we do have that southwest to southerly flow across the northern islands, bringing in some of that tropical moisture across the area. So the northwest Bahamas seeing a couple of showers. This system will continue to hang around for the weekend, but the National Hurricane Center is watching the system as it moves back towards the north over the weekend and into early next week. Could possibly develop some tropical characteristics by early next week. Shouldn't be a problem for us, but we'll continue to watch it. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a further look at the tropics and your extended forecast when we come back.
And still to come on Our News tonight, a Junkanoo group with a heart. Roots has plans for a big give back this weekend, and this viral moment that skyrocketed this young lady into social media stardom. That's coming up when Our News returns.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed
A group with a heart. Roots Junkanoo Group is stepping away from the parade route this weekend to give back to the community, hosting a clothing and breakfast drive for those in need. The director of the group's community outreach program, Ali Akoli, says the initiative was born out of the growing need that they've seen across the country and a desire to make a positive difference.
As you know, the temperament of the country right now is a lot of persons in need. And so the organization saw fit to be able to make a contribution in that aspect for persons who are in need of clothing. And so we decided that we will take on that initiative.
Now, the drive will be held this Saturday at Christie Park on Nassau Street from about 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Organizers say they hope to serve breakfast to at least 200 people while also distributing donated clothing to those who need it most. Coley says the effort reflects the group's commitment to showing that Junkanoo is about more than just what happens on Bay Street.
Coming up in sports, women's hoops faces a familiar foe in the Central Basket playoffs. Wings and Liberty look like a future playoff matchup in the W. Growing success on the Thames. And what kind of friends would we be if we didn't get you top place?
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button if you'd like to see more content like this. Follow all of the Our News social media pages so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Sports are at their best when the stakes are at their highest, and they don't get much higher than a must-win game with Bahamas across your chest. Facts are, if any team at any level loses 25 points per game from their lineup, it's a lot to overcome, and that's exactly what happened with the women's national team last night. Just over 6 minutes into the first quarter, LaShawn Higgs exited the game with a knee injury, and you can feel the entire momentum shift. The U.S. Virgin Islands took control in the second half, using a 10-0 third quarter run to flip the game before pulling away for a 74-59 win, eliminating the Bahamas from championship contention. Rima Collins had a 20-point, 16-rebound double-double while adding 3 steals and a block. Valerie Nesbitt added 16 points and 4 assists, while Madison Reckley came off the bench to score 8. The chance at a gold medal is gone, but the tournament's not done. The Bahamas will now turn its focus to the 5th through 8th place classification games, beginning with the matchup against Guyana. The other ladies are holding down the fort until we can get JJ back, but she's got a lot of business to take care of in the W. Well, she was supposed to be taking care of business. The Liberty was stuck waiting, and last night's game against the Dallas Wings was postponed after severe weather and mechanical issues grounded the team's charter. That game is rescheduled for July 20th, which means JJ still has 3 more before the All-Star break. Speaking of the All-Star break, still had some news yesterday. JJ will be suiting up for Team Spoon. She'll share the floor with Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, Nika Ngumuke, and a host of other superstars. Getting a win, always a great feeling. Getting a win with purpose among a community of survivors, even better. Some of the greatest wins in sports have nothing to do with the scoreboard. Dr. Catherine D'Souza was part of something truly special at the Henley Masters Regatta, helping an international crew win the inaugural Survivor Row on the iconic River Thames. The crew assembled was from 3 countries and 6 different rowing clubs, bringing together women who share a much deeper connection than the sport itself. They rowed to a 4-minute, 16-second win in the semifinals, then returned to the water to claim the inaugural Survivor Row title in 4 minutes, 17 seconds. We just want the lights to stay on long enough for you to watch top plays. That's it. Coming in at 5, Yankees were in a slump. Jazz had the answer. Home run number 13, his 5th game winner of the season. Coming in at 4, down in Mexico at NACAC, Jose Johnson won 4 medals, and the 100 may have been the most impressive. At 3, Central Basket in Nicaragua, Rima Collins is Texas Tech bound this fall. They gotta be happy to see this. At 2, staying in Central Basket, this is how LaShawn Higgs was balling before the injury. 25 points per game and a go-ahead basket right here to lead Team Bahamas to a win. And at 1, we head back to Mexico for NACAC and a bona fide superstar. Jakaria Wilson wins gold in the under-18 110 hurdles, 12.94 seconds. Second fastest in his age group this season and number 4 all time. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. If they really want to get this pastors versus politicians game popping, they should just run once. Play for 1 seat in the House of Assembly and 1 seat on the Christian Council. I just gave you all $1 million worth of game for free. You're welcome.
When we come back from the break, Greg gets us ready for the weekend with the extended weather forecast, plus the moment that made this Grand Bahama student go viral. That's coming up when our news returns.
Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
Sun, sea, good friends.
And bold new flavor has arrived in the Bahamas. Introducing the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger. Spicy jalapenos, cool ranch, fresh Wendy's beef, one perfect balance. friends. This isn't a heat you run from, you enjoy it. Bring the heat. Keep the cool with Wendy's new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger.
This is our news. Welcome back. First, a look at the tropics where activity is picking up a bit. We do have an area that we're watching in the tropics just off the African coast, and National Hurricane Center giving that a low chance for formation. Starting to show some spin, a little bit of organization, but the thunderstorm activity associated with this system still not very organized, so we'll continue to watch that over the next couple of days. The Caribbean, quiet. We also have the Gulf of Mexico, quiet, but close to home, we are watching a disturbance in the mid and upper levels just to the west of Florida. National Hurricane Center will be watching this one as it shifts back towards the north for the weekend and into early next week. Could develop a surface low with some tropical characteristics. We'll continue to watch that one. But closer to home, we still have high pressure in charge. Some of that moisture associated with that disturbance to the west of us will continue to bring a couple of showers across the northwest Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. So if you have plans for the outdoors, you may want to keep the umbrella handy. Taking a further look at the tropics, as I mentioned, that system out there in the far eastern Atlantic, National Hurricane Center looking for some development over the next couple of days, but we will continue to watch that one. And then, as I mentioned, closer to home, that disturbance just to the north of us will continue to move towards the northeast and off the east coast of Florida for early next week. Boating forecast for the northwest and central Bahamas tonight through tomorrow. Your winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. High tide is at 11:15 tonight. Your low tide takes place at 5:40 in the morning. For the southeast Bahamas, that caution flag remains in place. Easterly wind flow at 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be running 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, with that moisture in place across the northwest Bahamas associated with that mid to upper level disturbance west of us, we will keep some showers in the forecast. That will peak on Sunday, and that continues through the early part of next week as that system tries to develop some tropical characteristics. As I mentioned, it will be pulling further north of us, but those temperatures will remain in the 90s and the heat indices will continue, so heat advisory likely to continue into next week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night. Have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, and just in case you haven't seen it online, we're about to get you caught up. Recently in Grand Bahama, one voice stole the show, turning the National Training Agency's graduation into something unforgettable. Our Evelyn Ferguson has the story.
Never to give up, or never to give in, a gangster hearts, yet still I rise high above the clouds.
It was this viral moment that skyrocketed Vanessa Hanna into social media stardom. The now viral moment was caught on camera by Our News Grand Bahama cameraman Dave Mackey, the post getting nearly 40,000 reactions. With many praising the University of the Ozarks in Arkansas student, who's double majoring in psychology and music, Hannah says she's been singing since age 3 and by all accounts has perfected her craft. At last week's National Training Agency graduation in Grand Bahama, the college student brought emotion and elegance to the stage, her voice reminding everyone why she's destined for greatness. She shares what her motivation was that helped to deliver a passionate performance.
My first thought was, wow, God, I see your design in all of it. Like, overall, I see God's plan and the intention, how intentional he was at everything. I mentioned to my family members how, what if I didn't sing that song? Because before singing the song, I was trying to figure out, I don't know what song, I don't even know if I want to sing and everything that, but he placed that specific song in my heart and everything that day. And I remember talking to my little sister right before going on stage. I was like, in this moment, the absolute goal is to just at least minister to one person.
And after that unforgettable performance, the internet lit up. Viewers praised her talent, calling her a star, urging her to audition for America's Got Talent, and celebrating the originality that made her rendition truly her own. Hannah sharing that the support she received is confirmation of her calling. and her faith will guide her as she continues to inspire others through music.
Love and support I have always gotten from friends and family and now the community is really showing that anything is possible, especially when you put God first in everything. I know that He has a plan for my life, and I know that it is through music. And that's why I'm putting so much into it, because I know that God has a plan for me to uplift and inspire others through my talent and through my gift.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Evelyn Ferguson.
All right, and after such a tough news week, it's good to have a bit of good news again tonight to end with. And we thank Evelyn for that reporting. I wish that young lady all continued success. Before we go, we do want to remind you, our TV Presents, a tribute to the victims of Flamingo Air, will be airing exclusively online tonight at 8 o'clock. You can catch it on the Our News Bahamas Facebook page, or you can stream it on our YouTube page as well. That is being hosted by our Megan Shepherd. If you miss it online, going to be online and on TV Sunday night at 8 o'clock. And with that, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight here at Our News. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Jerome Sawyer. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and of course, keep up to date with all of the latest news with Our News Weekend Edition. Good night.